behalf of the Department of History, the College of Liberal Arts and Sciences, and the University of Florida, a diploma for his Bachelor of Arts degree. And I think it's very handsomely framed, and I gather you know exactly where you're going to hang it. Many congratulations. Okay, I don't know who wants to take that. Do the honors with it. Show it off. One of the things that happens at graduation ceremonies is people always say you know, a few words about how important families are and friends are in helping people get to their degrees. I've only been inside this house 10 or 15 minutes, and I know how important all of you are to Jeremy and how important you all are in helping him get this degree. So thanks to you again for inviting us in. Thanks to my colleagues, Alice and Jessica, who I know Jeremy thinks the world of, and I know that they think the world of Jeremy too. So again, on behalf of the department, and we are merely just representatives of that department, it's a great privilege to be here, and thank you again.
Thank you.
Get out that quickly.
We're really grateful to be here because when we taught Jeremy, we also had the opportunity to know him, and when you know somebody, you also, there's more that comes out than just what you study, and that is reflected in the family he had and the life he had before he started back at the university. He came to us a little more mature and a little more wise than other students, and he tackled subjects that were hard. He didn't come into the university and just want to know what he needed to know for the test. In my notes for next semester, because that's the class, I'll be teaching the class again that took Jeremy, and in those notes are your questions and the things I anticipated you were going to ask me in class. Jeremy was one of those students that makes you throw away your old shibboleths and come out and actually think about the subject again. He wrote a paper on Transylvania, which may seem weird and out there, but actually it's really central to the issue of how people get along with each other. Transylvania is a place where different ethnic groups and people tried to live together and ended up murdering each other. And now we're trying to figure out how to live together again. And he got into that topic in a way that was really extraordinary. I have this A+ in my grade book for when he taught the class about the subject. So he did more than just write a paper, but he actually got up and presented it to us.
Thank you. Yeah, I think what I did is I was able to create a paper that goes beyond the fictional Transylvania, because a lot of times when people read about that, you know, it's become sort of like a magical place, but really I turned it into a place that's not so magical, but after all it is a place that is very real and realistic, no matter how, you know,
Yes, you did that.
Jessica?
Sure. I wanted to tell you a few things about what sets Jeremy apart from most of the other undergraduate students we encounter every day at the University of Florida. And I'm going to be reading a little bit because I went back and I looked at some of his emails, and I've got some quotes from his emails. The first thing is that Jeremy thinks all the time. He doesn't just think when he's in the classroom. He doesn't just think when he's getting ready for class. He thinks all the time. And example of or sort of proof of that is the fact that my email is overpopulated with my email inbox is overpopulated with lengthy emails from Jeremy that go on and on about all of his thoughts about whatever it is he's concerned with at the moment. A lot of UF students spend their time trying to figure out what they want to do with their lives, and Jeremy took this to the next level, I think. You know, I'm sure all of you were involved in his internal debates about whether or not to join the Marines or to become a teacher. Yeah, I see the size, willing or unwilling participants in these debates. But it is an example of the fact that he was constantly examining himself and undergoing a process of self-assessment. And so I think he would make Socrates proud, because Socrates said the unexamined life is not worth living. Okay? The second thing is that he is ambitious, but not in the typical sense. All the students that we encounter at UF, it seems, want to be successful. They want to go on and get their law degrees or their business degrees and make lots of money. Jeremy wants to be successful, but from what I can tell, he wants to be successful so that he can help other people. And he talked a lot about wanting to be a soldier, but then he said, I can't really change the military from within. I want to do something so that I can make life better for everyday soldiers. So he said he had resolved, this was in August of 2004, to work with great energy to become influential enough to create changes that will help the soldiers. I want to serve my fellow humans. He said, I want to own plenty of land. And then the most important part is the second part, so that I can develop it for the community. Okay, so he's ambitious, but not in a self-centered way. Finally, Jeremy embraces his challenges. He even embraces his failures as learning experiences. We get lots of students who come into office hours asking us about how they can do better on the tests because they want to get a better grade. Jeremy is in school to learn, and that was clear to us all along. Last summer, he wrote in an email, and he's referring here to a project that he did for my class called Atlantic Exchanges, which was one of the first classes he had at UF, and I think he was taking it at the same time that he was taking Displaced Persons. And I'd had the students do group projects, and everybody knows that group projects can be both blessings and pains in the butt. So he said, I remember the wine trade project and the mistakes I made with that, so I am now more democratic and passive. I don't really hear that part. Willing to let everyone choose their own natural preferences rather than attempting to dictate like a Prussian general. But again, this is evidence that he has been engaged in constant self-improvement. And last, as professors, we don't often get to hear about what being at UF means to students, but he made this very clear to us. And so let me just close with this quote from an email in August of 2004. Studying here at UF has changed the way that I think about almost everything. I realize now that I may have allowed my past failures to enslave me, but UF has helped me to minimize my ego battles by giving me a sense of purpose and positive pride. And so that is why I feel so comfortable giving you this degree at this point, because rather than, getting to the magical number of credit hours or passing a certain number of tests and exams, you've learned the really important lessons about self-assessment, about self-examination, about learning and improving. And so we're really, really pleased to be able to give this to you today.
Congratulations. There's nothing really I can add to what Alice and Jess have said, except for to say it's really nice when students are very gracious, as Jeremy is, about the instructors that they have, about the contributions that the staff and the faculty make to their lives. But frankly, Jeremy's the sort of student that we love having at UF, and his contribution to our department far outshines anything we could have done, we've done for him. So thank you, Jeremy.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Get your rest, okay?
Congratulations.
Oh, you have this?
Yes.